Let's dive right into this explainer, and to do that, I want you to set a cinematic stage in your mind. Imagine you're standing on the banks of the Yamuna River in India, right as the sun is starting to peek over the horizon. The morning mist slowly parts, and suddenly, you see a silhouette that is instantly recognizable across the entire globe. Today, we're exploring the history, the absolutely staggering architectural brilliance, and the profound symbolic meaning of the Taj Mahal. We're going to unpack exactly how this extraordinary structure came to be, not just as a literal marvel of engineering, but as the ultimate monument of eternal love. Now, here's a really profound question to kick things off. How exactly do you capture eternal grief in solid stone? We usually think of grief as something entirely formless, right? It's this invisible, heavy thing that just weighs on the human soul. But what happens when someone possesses the ultimate power, the wealth, and the sheer vision to manifest that heartbreak into physical reality? Well, that is the central question of our journey today. We're looking at how one man's absolutely world-shattering loss was transformed into a globally recognized masterpiece that has literally stood the test of centuries. So let's start with Section 1, the inspiration, a tragic loss. To truly understand this magnificent building, we have to ground it in a deeply human element, and that is the profound grief of Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan over the sudden loss of his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal. Tragically, she passes away in 1631, and the very next year, in 1632, construction begins. By 1648, the breathtaking main mausoleum is completed, which is an incredible feat in itself. But they didn't stop there. It actually wasn't until 1653 that the entire sprawling complex, we're talking all the gardens, the massive gates, the surrounding structures, was fully finished. This definitely wasn't some fleeting moment of sorrow. It was a grief that fueled a relentless 22-year obsession. Moving right along to Section 2, engineering and eternal masterpiece. To turn a vision of this magnitude into reality, you have to organize resources on a colossal scale. 20,000. That is the staggering size of the army of artisans, craftsmen, stonecutters, and laborers brought in to build this thing. I mean, just imagine 20,000 people laboring day in and day out under the blazing Indian sun to bring this grand vision to life. And we're not just talking about common laborers here. These were master craftsmen recruited from all across the empire and far beyond. They literally dedicated their lives and their highly specialized skills to this one singular project. And this story presents such a fascinating duality. On one hand, you have this incredibly intimate grief. It's a deeply personal vision born from the devastating heartbreak of just one man. But to actually soothe that intimate grief, well, that required continental logistics. It was a massive feat gathering materials, brilliant architects, and intense labor from all over Asia. It is this stark juxtaposition between the quiet, lonely mourning of a widower and the loud, monumental, continent-spanning scale of the construction that makes the story of the Taj Mahal so utterly compelling. Next up is Section 3, intricate details and brilliance. So it's not just the sheer size that makes this an engineering marvel. It's the uncompromising perfection found in every single square inch. If we zoom all the way in to examine these microscopic, breathtaking details, it's wild. You've got this gleaming white marble foundation that actually changes color depending on the time of day. It reflects the soft pinks of dawn and the rich golds of sunset. You have the majestic domes and these perfect minarets. And get this, those minarets were ingeniously designed to tilt ever so slightly outward so that if an earthquake hit, they would fall away from the main tomb and protect it. Then you add in the intricate floral gemstone inlay, the masterful Arabic calligraphy framing the entryways, and all of it is brilliantly framed by these sweeping reflecting pools and perfectly symmetrical lush gardens. It is an overwhelming sensory experience. Achieving that kind of microscopic perfection required true global craftsmanship. Take a look at this. The stunning lapis lazuli used for the floral gemstone inlay, imported from across Asia, the rich jade used for those intricate architectural accents, and the bright turquoise for the decorative detailing, sourced from incredible distances. They used a technique known as pietra dura, which involved painstakingly carving into the hard marble and seamlessly setting these semi-precious stones. It is just an astounding level of dedication to making sure every single detail was vibrant, flawless, and built to last forever. Which brings us to Section 4, a lasting symbol of love. Imagine taking a sweeping perspective of the complex right at sunset, with that warm light bathing the white marble in a really soft, beautiful glow. The Taj Mahal is widely considered the ultimate global symbol of eternal love, built by Shah Jahan as a timeless tribute. So when you look at it, you aren't just looking at brilliant architecture, you are looking at a promise kept. It is the literal, physical embodiment of an eternal romance, a message sent forward in time from a grieving emperor to all of humanity. Picture a spectacular drone shot soaring right over those long reflecting pools, catching the perfect mirrored symmetry of the building resting on the water's surface. It has been described as a poetic legacy of love and grief captured in gleaming white marble, and I think that hits the nail on the head. It truly is a poem written not with ink, but with stone. Which leaves us with this final, lingering thought. If this is what grief built, what is the true limit of human devotion? When human beings are pushed to the absolute edge of their emotional capacity, the things they can achieve, the sheer beauty they can create from pain, are simply boundless. Thank you so much for diving into the explainer on the incredible legacy of the Taj Mahal with me today, and keep exploring.